All right. American Flight 890 service from Phoenix all the way to Denver. Very short flight. Hour and 22 minutes expected. Flight level 310, 75 packs on board. 21,500 pounds of
November
fuel.
7 Tango Hotel, turn left heading 340.
And as you can hear, we're flying on Pilotedge. So here we are at gate A, or Alpha 7, here in Phoenix at Terminal 4. We haven't done anything except got the ground power unit on and have got some power on the plane and initialized the IRS. We're ready to go. Disclaimer, as usual, you may hear children in the background. As usual, there may be some pauses as I have to mute the microphone to go attend to one of my 6 kids ranging in ages of 19 all the way down to 1, almost 2. All right, you guys know what's up. Anyway, let's jump back into the cockpit and get our rusty, dusty, and trusty clearance. I've got my pen handy. I've got my pad handy.
Hotel, Phoenix Airport, 10 o'clock, 100 miles.
Hopefully, Pilotedge works this time. I don't know what's wrong with my connection.
290, crude visual approach, runway 25 left.
But it was jacked up, so here we go. Appears that he is done talking. I've already sent my flight plan. Let's see what we get. Sky Harbor clearance. American 890. Look up IFR in Denver with the weather.
American 890, Phoenix clearance, cleared Denver Airport, Yachts 5 departure, Upert transition, then as filed, climb via SID, squawk 3371.
Alright, cleared Denver files via Yachts 5, Upert transition, climb via SID, squawking 3371 for American 890.
American 890, read back correct. November 7, Tango Hotel, connect tower 120, point enter.
Alright, so for whatever reason, we are getting a mean feedback on there. So let's get off his frequency so we can't hear him anymore. And I'm just transmitting right now, and I'm not getting any feedback, so it might be his channel, I don't know. Hopefully that's it. Let's get our squawk in. I'm always good to remember the squawk. He did say tree 71. Let's get the 1 there. Come back over this one. Let's put the 7 in there. You guys check me on that. Tree 71. Alright. And I'm assuming that we are leaving from runway 26, given the weather. So, let's get this programmed in here. Route is going here. My son is calling me in the background. Stand by. Stand by, folks. Son is requesting pizza. Hello?
Yes. Is he ready to eat?
Yes, can somebody get him? He's requesting pizza.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Salt Lake City clearance.
So,
King Air 360,
sorry
Bravo
about that.
Golf. We have the information. Ready to copy IFR.
Are coming to get my son, the 2-year-old, 16-year-old's coming, who is requesting pizza as I'm making a advanced YouTube video. Of course, that was a facetious joke. This is by far not advanced whatsoever, as I'm using freeware to record this with no editing capabilities. Alright, so it sounds like we've got somebody up here to get him. Let's get our Yachts 5 programmed in here with the Upert transition. I am going to put in runway 26. If they change it, then you know what, folks? They change it. Because you know what? I like to live on the edge. I'm a little curious here. Via Yotes 5, Yotes, Youper. Why is that in there twice? I don't know. But we will check it out. And then you know what? This trip is so short, we can go right back over here to departure. And we can get our arrival. I'm sorry, I said departure. I meant arrival. And we can get the Dora programmed in there with the Uray transition. We are most certainly not going to select a runway yet, especially if we're flying on Pilotedge. I've been known to get chastised
Okay,
easily.
cleared to Wendover, Salt Lake 4 departure, radar vectors Victor 32,
On
as
this.
filed 10,000, 135.5,
All right, so we have
66120 Bravo Golf.
That's our situation there, but let's just type in Uray anyway so it can recognize game. Uray. Alright, now let's come back over here to the legs page and let's look at this garbage. And the garbage actually looks pretty good. Eldora is the last one on that. I don't see any redundancy here. It's pretty amazing. Towns and Oxygen Z-Lube. Yeah, that's all gravy. Let's activate that. And we'll execute that. Now I will go to our initial ref. Our cost index today is going to be at 40, folks. Our reserve fuel, as I'm looking at my rusty, dusty, and trusty flight plan today, on here says roughly about 6,000 pounds. I always lowball it, folks. I'm going to say 5,000 pounds. I'm what you call a heavy taxier with this aircraft, meaning I like to get on it, and that's a lot of fuel that I burn. We're not going to mess with any of this. We're going to go to takeoff. We're going to be taking off at on this aircraft. I believe I'm going to do it at flaps 15, and that puts that at 5. That's about right. Let me just double check here. Yeah, I like to do 15 on this aircraft. Sorry. I flew a flight earlier on VATSIM. Let me get rid of this yoke. I flew a flight earlier today on VATSIM, and subsequently, the altimeter here is 299.1. On approach, I crashed due to a flap overspeed due to kid confusion in my house. So shame on me. I feel as if I am being forthcoming and letting everybody know this. And so my integrity is held high today. I very rarely, and I mean very rarely, crash on the sim. However, we're going to climb heading 258. That's what I was doing. However, today was the day that I decided it was a crash day. And I realize I'm human today, folks. I am not a perfect being. It's okay. So it says climb via SID. The SID's top altitude for the Yotes 5 at, let's see here. Takeoff minimums, 26 right, standard with a minimum climb of 500 per nautical mile to 2140, then minimum climb of 300 feet per minute to 17,000. So let's just put 17,000 up in here. You know, I don't know why I keep doing this. I know I can just easily do that. For whatever reason, folks, just bear with me here. I crashed today. Wasn't a pretty sight. A lot of virtual lives were lost today at my hands, and I'm still trying to cope with that. So anyway, it is what it is. We're gonna get this to 250. This is the Rotate MD80 on X-Plane 11. You guys hear that echo? No, that was me. All right, so heading of 258 for our departure on the Yotes 5. Up to 17,000 on the SID until given higher. I'm going to click EPR limit, and I'm going to put the flight directors on, and I am also going to select that and that. And as you see down here, that's good. Now we're going to hit takeoff and takeoff. Takeoff. which I've done there in order to get it here in conjunction with the flight director. Let's go over to the first officer sides, make sure we're going to have our hydraulic pumps on, even though that we don't have the APU on yet, which I am pretty close to starting. Jump back over here, and we are going to put this on the map. And as you can see there is our departure. We are already facing west, as you can see here, so we will push back with our nose as we're facing the plane, as if we're the tug. We'll do nose to the left. If we're in the plane, nose to the right from our position now, and then we'll taxi out, more than likely to Bravo Romeo, for a direct intercept with the runway. Hold short and then get out of here. I've already set the altimeter. That's good. At this point, I want to go ahead and jump up top, and I'm going to go ahead and start our APU. Let me put the start pump on. Bada bing, bada boom. As you can see here on our rusty, dusty, trusty gauge, our APU is coming to life, folks. We are pumping oxygen into its lungs as we speak. In the meantime, let's go over here, and I am going to make sure that we have our yaw damper to the on position. And once the APU gets up, we'll put the cabin temperature select to cabin. Let's see, landing altitude, pressure, we don't know. Landing barometer, we don't know. We'll get that situated. That way we can ensure pressurization remains adequate for our 31,000 feet flight today to Denver International. Should be a decent flight. Looking at the weather, it is pretty clear. We have APU at 100%. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump this over. Keep power on the APU. We are going to come into our plug-in here on rotate MD80 and get rid of the GPU. Therefore, you don't see any power there. Now that that's come to life, see, we've got our emergency lights armed. Let's come down here and let's just get the passengers in the know. We're not to mess with. We'll turn this ice protection on to the captain's situation. I'm going to go ahead and get that onto our systems. I'm not even going to mess with the air. At this point, passengers are probably highly pissed. But you know what? I'm the captain of this ship. Alright. This is all good. Now what I have to do, folks, since I have chosen to fly with Pilotedge, I'm going to program in the ground, which we are on the north side. That's 1975. So let's take this to 1975. Come on. Come on. 1975. Here it is. Let's switch it over. So now we may hear him again. I was going to say unfortunately, but that's kind of rude. And for our departure, Phoenix Tower would be our next one after that. It's 118.7. So let's program in this. That was already at 7. Let's do 118. Bada bing, bada boom. And then departure, Phoenix departure is going to be 119.2. Now, folks, I flew on Pilotedge before, and I had a brain fart and didn't realize that all the information regarding the communications was on the departure chart for the SID, and was trying to use AirNav and decipher what runway, what altitude, and anyway, it wasn't pretty. Again, another moment of truth of what's the word I'm looking for here? I can't even think of the word here, but disclosure. There you go. Self-disclosure. Somebody out there should have helped me. Where you at? Anyway, let's get ready to go. Right now, we are going to put our anti-collision lights on. We didn't open any doors up. They're all closed up. The cabin is ready to go. Another thing that I do need to do is make sure our zero weight is at 108,000 pounds. So let me scroll in here a little more. Let me find the magic. There we go. So our zero fuel weight should be at 108,000 pounds. Now let me see if this will work. There we go. There we go. We got to get that to 108,000 pounds. Usually it used to stay there. I don't know why it didn't, but it's going to go there now. Good thing I checked it. Good thing I'm being thorough. All right, 108,000 pounds is our zero fuel weight. Now the gross weight has obviously been tailored to the right. Correct information. Let's go over here and let me just make sure these altimeters. Yeah, think
Ground
about.
Kinger 360 Bravo Golf. Park G8.
There he
parking
goes
ready
again
for taxi.
talking. Interrupting my video. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, the altimeters in this plane, once you fix it on this side, it auto fixes on the other side, which some other aircraft, such as the Flight Factor Boeing 757, doesn't do that. You have to actually go in and fix them both, or you'll get a little thing on the annunciator that says altimeter discrepancy. So we don't have that. Alright, so let's go ahead and push back. We've already checked
35 via
outside. We're
Kilo
good.
0 Bravo Golf.
Let me get my parking brake off. Let's get this tug going.
Push cart on the way.
Okay, folks, did you hear that? You heard the man. Push cart is on the way. There he comes from underneath the building, driving wild. I think he had a couple drinks last night, and he's invisible, but nonetheless, push cart is going to push us back.
Here we go.
Here we go. You heard him. Boy, he is cooking. He is cooking on the way back. You see that? Somebody needs to check him ASAP for his blood alcohol level, because he's got to be higher than what he should be. Alright, so he's pushing us back. Our nose will most certainly be facing north, which is what we want. This is actually the American terminal, but for whatever reason on this scenery for this X-Plane 11, they've got US Airways parked here. Shame on them. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and get our transponder on in here a minute. Just a little wing view. That's where we were right there.
Alright, see you next time.
Alright. Let's go ahead and pop our parking brake back up. Bada bing, bada boom. Parking brake is back up. Let's go ahead and get our transponder on. TA.
Spokane
right.
Tower, Cecil Pop, ready to take off, runway 21
Alright,
IFR.
so
Number 65 Golf Spokane Tower, runway 2
round 1975. Let's
Takeoff
make sure
runway
we're
21,
tuned into
5 Golf.
1975, which we are. Let's get the engine started, and then we'll know that we are already on the correct frequency. Alright, fuel pumps are coming on. Okay. Fuel pumps are coming on. We're going to make sure the fuel heat is on. Seatbelt's already on. The start pump is on. Looking good. Yaw damper's been handled. And we just need to make sure our bleed air is on, which I just put it on so that the engine can get fed what the engine needs. And before I start that, before I forget, we need to come down here and click these on, or we won't have the appropriate cabin air once we do get started. Alright folks, up here, down, and start. Now we will most certainly monitor this until it gets to, our N2 gets to 21. Then myself and I, we will throw in some fuel. Ever so slowly she blows. Our rotation speed is 151 knots. Come on. Come on. Now the only other wrench that can be thrown into our master plan here is if he gives us runway 25 right, which they've been known to do. The only thing I don't like about Pilotedge, well, there's a few things, but there we go. Particularly, I do not like the fact that the ATC, when you tune into it, doesn't give you any information. I wish they would go the extra mile and do that. I'm pretty sure somebody out there is going to say, you know what, that's very complicated for them to do. You can just look it up online and say you have the weather, which is what we do.
Tower King Air 0 Bravo Golf
But,
35 ready for departure.
You know,
360 Bravo Golf, Salt Lake Tower, Wind
I'm just
320,
speaking my
turn off
mind.
heading 260, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
All right, we got this
Left to
coming up.
260, clear for
Stabilizing.
takeoff 350 Bravo Golf.
Let's back out of here and come up and get the other engine where it should be.
November 5 Golf Papa
And
connect
we
departure.
have start juice on the left. There we are. Start juice is on the left. Just checking this. 170 EPR heading select. That's what we want. Altimeters are set. We're waiting for this to get to 21, and then I can do my after start situation, such as setting the flap, speed brake, rejected takeoff. And then we will call for our rusty dusty taxi. Okay, this is my first video on this aircraft, so I am requesting a little bit of latitude from you all. All right. Now, one thing that we also must do, as that comes up, is we need to take a look at this. Here, let me get a better view for you guys. So we're going to take a look at this here. So when we get our center of gravity, we have to pay particular attention to this 5, because we need to set our stab or our trim takeoff, or takeoff trim. There we go. Help me out, folks, here. Takeoff condition. We need to set it according to that 5. So we're going to set our center of gravity to 5, or numero 5. As you previously heard me state, I like to take off
Calling Spokane
flat
departure, keep cutting out
15.
second.
And then now I'm going to bring this marker. It says I need to be about 9, so that's where I'm going to bring it down. So I'm going to bring this down to about 9.
Number 65 Golf Papa Spokane departure,
hear
keep
the
breaking off at the end of the
stabilizers in
transmission.
motion.
Say you're out.
So about right there is where we need to be. And if you know, you kind of zoom in, there is a little notch in here, and it looks like it's pretty much lined
Number
up
5
with that.
Golf Papa, Roger, turn left heading 160 and join Victor
that's all good to
253
go.
resume navigation.
So now we can go ahead and get our bleed air off. We can get the cabin comfortable by now by flipping these bad boys down. As you see, the air conditioning, the valves, and everything. Good thing it wasn't a hot day in Arizona. We got the cabin temperature selected, and we have all of that on. Our bleeds on there for the passengers whom we supposedly serve for this flight. And I'm just checking up here to ensure that I have not missed anything else. We can go ahead and get our start pump off. We've already done our heat. Our emergency lights are on, flight recorder's off, and parking brakes are off. Okay, cool. That will be handled shortly. Now we can turn our ignitions off. Let's close that. Alright, APU will be done. It's powering down. Let's turn the master caution off. Alright, let's come up
Number
here.
0 Bravo Golf connect
Double
departure.
check are that. Okay.
Departure, sir, Bravo.
Now, folks, let's get our flaps to where they should be. They are in motion.
Salt Lake departure, King Air 360 Bravo
That was
Golf,
the slats.
5,600,
Now
climbing
down to
10,000.
11. And then one more stage.
Number 360 Bravo Golf select
Down to
departure.
15. Look at the way this guy walks over here. You guys see that? He just like glides, and he can walk through items such as vans. Wow. Alright, folks, you guys witnessed miracle firsthand. Let's check that our flaps are indicating what needs to be. Let's pull this up. And then let's get you a better view here. We
Number
will
0
come
Bravo Golf,
down,
turn right heading 280, join
and
Victor
we will get
32 resume navigation.
our auto brake to
280
take off.
Victor, 32,
Let's arm it.
ONAV,
There
0
you go,
Bravo.
folks. It is armed. You guys have witnessed that. And I believe everything is looking good. Alright, folks. So we are going to now attempt to call for our taxi, okay? Let's make sure we don't get yelled at. I'm famous for getting yelled at on Pilotedge. Sky Harbor Ground. American 890. Ready to taxi to the active with the weather. Alright, we're still getting a bit of feedback there.
American 890, Phoenix ground, runway 26, taxi via Bravo.
Runway 26, taxi via Bravo for American 890. Alright, so a lot of feedback there. Don't know what's going on. I think it has to do with the Pilotedge servers. Whatever. That's all I can say to that. We'll just have to deal with hearing our own, when I say our, my voice in. Alright. Let's make sure anti-collision's on. We have
Okay, clearance
strobes
delivery.
to our
Citation
position.
6656, using
All right.
IFR.
So here we go, folks. Just have to adjust my ear. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to taxi via Bravo. Right now, we happen to be on... We're going to go a little bit to the... Go straight ahead to Charlie
6656,
10.
book on ground.
Pass
Clearance,
through
the
Charlie on over to Bravo. Take a
Newport
right.
Airport.
And then we'll turn
Spokan
left to
3
Romeo.
departure. Radar vectors
All right, let's get the
J136. Then
trusty
as filed.
parking brake off.
Maintain 10. Correction, maintain 2000.
All right.
Departure frequency 123.75. Squawk 3561.
Hey, cleared
All
Newport.
right, let's
This
get her
Spokane
rolling.
3 departure, radar vectors to J136. We'll climb and maintain 12,000. Departure frequency 123.75. Squawk 3561. Citation 665.
Station 656, read back correct. November 0 Bravo Golf, Lama maintain 16,000.
16,000, 0 Bravo Go.
All right. This is Charlie 10 that we are going to get our intersection with Bravo. We're crossing over Charlie now. All right, here we go. Little Bravo turn here. Nice and easy. All right, and then our next turn will be on Romeo. Let's see, we don't have ground speed indicating yet. It's okay. All right, our annunciator panel is good here. What do we got here?
Okay, ground.
Ignition
Citation
systems A selected.
6656 is at the central
We will be
GA
switching
ramp
that
with
to the
Charlie.
override once we take
Ready
off
to
here.
taxi IFR.
Over 6656, spoke on ground runway 21, taxi via Golf.
2-1 vehicle, citation 6656.
All right. Next turn up here. Should be where we need to go. Alright, he said Bravo. He didn't say turn on anything, so we would just do a nice little soft little left here to the hold short. Alright, I believe that will be good enough. Alright, so now I need to go and switch to Tower, which Phoenix Tower is 118.7. So let me jump down, switch it over, 118.7, and then I'm going to program in departure, which is 19.2. So we will just get this to 2.
November 65 Golf, Papa Connect, Seattle Center 132, correction 123.95,
All right, folks,
23.925.
get ready to hear our voice feedback. You're just so lovely. Sky Harbor Tower, American 890, holding short. Runway 26, ready to go.
American 890, Phoenix Tower, wind calm, runway 26, clear for takeoff.
Runway 26 clear for takeoff, American 890. Alright, folks, so there we go. It's time to earn our pay. Alright, we've got everything on now. Let's get on the runway. It's a very interesting plane to depart in, by the way. So we will just follow our little leads here onto the runway. We've been cleared for takeoff. We still have a few things to do. This is one of those planes, because I don't have an active co-pilot here, first officer, there's some things that I need to handle myself, such as
65 Golf Papa
turning
Seattle
the
Center,
system
Roger.
to override.
The Pullman Altimeter 3053, say approach request. When you have the
Departure.
weather.
Let's get on to the actual runway.
Over 65 Golf Papa, Roger.
Line
Expect target
ourselves
up
up.
24 approach.
Back on the power. And we'll get to the markings. Alright. Now folks, you gotta come up here to this. This needs to come all the way on over to override. This stays here. Then we have to come back down here. And we have to put this, so to speak, into the toggle mode. You see that all that tracking is turning off. We're gonna power up, throw up the throttles, and we're out of here. Alright, so here we go. Once this gets to 1.4 or higher, I will release the brakes. Alright, here we go, folks. Without further ado. Alright. 80 knots. You got to kind of keep the nose down before our rotation speed at 151. She likes to lift off a little
Remember
bit.
5
Nose
Golf
up.
Papa, proceed direct jack loop.
Not quite there yet. B1 and rotate. All right.
Tower citation
She comes off the ground pretty easy. She's a hungry one.
656, okay.
All
Tower
right.
3,
Positive rate.
21, clear for takeoff with
Here
3408.
is coming up. All right.
Yeah,
Let's follow our
Q1.
flight director. All right, folks. I'm gonna go to our autopilot pretty quick.
Over 0 Bravo Golf, contact stall center 128.55.
12855, 0 Bravo Golf.
And we got our clamp, our climb. Let's see if we can get our VNAV going there.
Center, King Air 360 Bravo Golf, 16000.
River 360 Bravo Golf, Salt Center, Roger. Advise you have the 1 Dover weather, so approach request when able.
Roger,
All
standby.
right. Looks like we're direct
American
Townsend.
890, connect departure.
Going to departure from American 890. All right, so we're gonna switch over to departure. Sky Harbor departure, American 890 with you at 3,300 climbing via SID.
American 890, Phoenix departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Up to flight level 210 for American 890. All right, so now our VNAV should be working here.
Center 0 Bravo Golf, we have the weather at Wendover.
For whatever reason, I needed to activate, after putting in the V speeds, I needed to activate the
Over 0 Bravo Golf,
FMC.
Roger, expect that.
Roger, and just to verify, we'd like
All
the straight in
right, so we're
approach
gonna
from
go up to
Zonzu.
210. You can see here, we got 210 programmed in. 210, we got FMS on the nav and the VNAV. So we're heading towards Townsend. Alright folks, we can turn our nose lights off. No longer need that.
Station 656, connect departure.
Order departure, station 656.
And if we take a look at our legs page, we'll see that Townsend is at 5,900, oxygen is at 9,000,
6656.
Z-Lube is at 14,700.
Over 6656, Spokane departure, radar contact.
Climbing ever so slowly as we're gaining speed, of course. Alright. Flaps are coming up. They could have probably came up earlier. That's probably why she was waiting to climb.
Heading 250, join
Didn't want
J136, resume
to
navigation.
exceed the flap speed, which I did earlier today. Now the one thing about this aircraft, the flap speed is quite awesome. You can
Station 656, connect
extend the gear at 0.7 Mach, 300 KIS. That is crazy. Look at the flaps. You can extend them fully, you know, at 240. I'm sorry, to 15 at 240, 28 and 40 degrees at 200 knots. So that's pretty good. It's kind of hard to mess this one up. All right, we got a little light haze over Phoenix here. We are climbing adequately. He'll be telling us the contact center soon, I am certain of. Just curious why we're getting so much feedback.
Center citation 6656 level 12000.
Number 6656, Seattle Center, column maintain, level 320.
I'm maintain level 320, citation 6656.
Got a little turn here.
Metro ground, Mooney 14 Charlie Papa is on Alpha A12 for Bravo and heading towards runway 3. Metro.
See a little bit down there. Little suburbia of Phoenix. Got 8,600 and climbing. Our landing lights are still on. Once we get into Albuquerque Center, they'll probably give us our final of flight level 310.
Metro ground, Metro traffic. 4 Charlie Papa is crossing runway 213. Metro.
Alright, we are at 10,000. It's nosing down, so we can pick up its new speed. Let's go with our lights off. And on our ignitions here, it's on override, but I can turn it to off now, because we have taken off. Technically, per the book, I could turn my hydraulics off, but I'm going to leave my pumps on.
Metro traffic, Skyhawk. Mooney 4 Charlie Papa is crossing runway 3012.
Let's look down
Metro.
the pedestal and just make sure we can turn this off now for our auto brake, as well as an after takeoff check of disarming the spoilers. Let's jump back in the cabin and take a look at what passengers
Metro
see.
traffic, Skyhawk. 4 Charlie Papa is on Bravo, crossing runway 30 left.
Not too
and 1
shabby.
right. Metro.
Let's go to the other side there. Not too shabby. Let's jump outside. See what we've got here. And climbing. See the little heat bloom from the engine there. Alright, back into the cabin we go. Cockpit, flight deck, whatever you'll name it for the day. Alright. Yep, just a little haze over these mountains. Just a little moisture, giving it that nice little hazy look there. Once we get to our transition altitude, we will put our altimeter to standard 29992. And we are headed to Denver. I'll get the preliminary weather report there in the Denver area in a second. We'll see what's happening on Denver, what I'm doing right now.
Connect Albuquerque Center 135.32.
Going to 35, 32 for American 890. Alright. So we need 35, 32.
San Francisco clearance, Legion 4552 is requesting IFR clearance from San Francisco to Santa Barbara.
Legion 4552, San Francisco clearance, standby.
Alright. Here we go. Albuquerque Center, American 890 with you at 16500, climbing up to flight level 210.
American 890, Albuquerque Center, climb maintain for level 310.
Up to 310 for American 890. Alright folks, so just as I said, he gave us our final cruising altitude of 31,000 feet, or flight level 310. And we are continuing to climb. Right now we are passing transition altitude. Altimeters are at 29902.
Pilot description 900,000, 0 Bravo Golf.
You know, I thought we'd put 29901 in there before, but it said 29902. Who knew? It was just one setting off. Who knew? Alright, so we are at our standard altimeter setting.
4552.
We have our
clear to Santa Barbara Airport, Officer 1
final
departure.
cruise set. Autopilot's doing its thing. Pretty much our after takeoff climb checklists are complete. And we are on Albuquerque Center. There's a lot going on here. Once we get up to our final
Okay, we have
cruising altitude,
San Francisco Airport
I will
via the offshore one
give you
departure.
an estimated
via,
time of arrival in case you want to
transition.
fast forward
Then
this
as well,
video, which of course you
climb
can
to
do
flight
so
level
anyway
190
watching
and
YouTube.
6675
The
in
current
box
weather
for
forecast
4552.
in Denver
4552, read that correct.
is broken at 11,000, overcast at 15,000 feet. We've got winds coming out of basically the north at 50 degrees at 5 knots. The altimeter there is 3010, and the temperature is 3 Celsius or 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which we here in the United States refer to Fahrenheit over Celsius. And the rest of the world, however, we just seem to be different. We change our own clocks here for work purposes, and we continue to use the imperial system versus using the metric system. I just don't understand why. I wish we wouldn't change the clocks nor use the imperial system so we can be on deck with the rest of the world, but we are unique, I suppose, and that's just what we do. So whatever. So we got a nice little weather report in the Denver area.
Denver temperature, Mooney 14 Charlie
Let
Pop.
me change my charts in anticipation of what runway more than likely he will give us
For Charlie
into
Papa
the Denver
Denver.
area. The northern runway.
Yes, I'm about
certainly.
5 miles north of Rocky Mountain Metro. I'd like to
And we
request
will
VFR
most
flight
certainly
following
abide
to,
by our flap
Cheyenne.
speed. Alright. So, I'm anticipating the runways that he will
Fort
give
Charlie
us if
Papa
the wind
Squawk
stays at
5372
50.
Squawking 5372,
Denver,
and I didn't. Fort Charlie Papa.
could be 3-4 right or 3-4 left. It'll be interesting to see what he gives
November
us.
0 Bravo Golf, cross zone 0 at above 900,000, clear straight in.
Not quite sure what he's going to give us. He could even give us 3-5 right or 3-5 left, 3-4 left, 3-4 right.
Remember Fort Charlie Papa,
I'm
radar
hoping
contact,
he
maintain
gives us
VFR, Denver altimeter
3-5
3010.
right, if he is going to give
Maintain
us a
VFR
runway that's
for
further
Fort Charlie
away,
Papa.
because that's easier for me to get to the taxi. The gate that we will be taxiing to this evening is Alpha 53, so we've got to go up to the A terminal in order to check in at the correct gate. I'm going to check and see which side of the terminal A53 is on. Obviously it's on the odd side. It's on the very corner of the terminal. Yeah, so that'd be sweet. That'd definitely be sweet if he gave me, I mean, the ultimate would be 3-5 left. That'd be a very short taxi into the to Concourse A. I don't know if he's going to do it. We will see what we see once we get there. All right, folks, not much to go. We are approximately 5,000 from our final as we just passed flight level 26. We're cruising right along here, as you can see here at Mach 0.71. And our ground speed is now registering here at 408 knots over the ground. So we are scooting right along in our MD80. That was an old message. Let's get rid of that because we are on VNAV because I forgot to execute the FMC after verifying the V speeds. Pitching down a little bit. I don't know if we hit an air pocket or whatnot. It pitched down just a little bit. Now we're pitching back up. It looks like must be turbulent. See how our pitch is just going crazy here. It's probably trying to do its best to maintain the speed given the winds. Here's the winds. It's not gusting crazy, so I don't know why the aircraft is all over the place. We'll continue to let it do its thing as long as it manages the speed. We still have FMS, our LNAV, which is the nav track, and our VNAV climb, so we'll let it do its thing. That's exactly what we'll let it do. Anyway, so one thing I did want to talk about is my transition from Fsx to Explain. I almost feel like I'm cheating on Fsx. I'm using the Steam edition. I've flown that, you know, all the way up until now when I got my new computer. I wanted to do so many things with Fsx, but it being a 32-bit system, I installed several sceneries and got the out-of-memory messages, which crashed my simulator. Especially on approach after doing a long flight. Again, flying into the Minneapolis area and it crashed because the textures were loading in the computer. Couldn't handle it. Being it's a 32, I ran out of RAM. Even though I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So anyway, I also have P3D version 4 loaded on here. That one being that it's a new 64-bit vision of Part 3D is unable to follow my smart cars for my virtual airline that I fly with, as well as it's also
traffic 12 o'clock in 2 miles.
It's also having
indicating 9,500 VFR
weird
aircraft
compatibility issues with the aircraft model matching on vPilot. However, I do have the few aircraft loaded in there, such as Aerosoft CRJ 700, Majestics Dash 8, and I think I got one more in there, which right off the top of my head I can't. I'm waiting for it because I do have TDFI's Boeing 717 for FS Steam, which I absolutely love that aircraft, but it hasn't yet been released yet.
Zero Bravo Golf, not traffic observed
in the stable version. I think I signed up too late to get the beta version of it. But I do love that plane, so I will definitely be using P3D version 4. Looks like we're making it to our cruising altitude of 31,000 feet. You can hear the engines powering back. You can see here on the EPR and the N1. So anyway, you
Number
know,
5, Golf Papa Cross Jackalope at 7.
flying online,
Cleared RNAV
especially
runway 24
VATSIM,
approach.
the biggest gripe that I have, which is not a major one, I'm a bit of a perfectionist when I'm, you know, invested this money in getting this new machine that I got, with the NVIDIA GTX 1080 graphics card by Asus, and, you know, nice motherboard, power supply, Corsair cooling, and all that good stuff, was that, you know, I wanted my simulator to look a lot better than I was able to do in the past. And X-Plane 11
San Francisco clearance.
absolutely
Allegiant
awesome,
4552.
except for when you see other aircraft on
4552.
VATSIM, they're basically swimming in the ground
just
because
a
of the
quick question
difference
for you.
in
We've
the
got a conflict,
simulators.
with our arrivals
Um,
into Santa Barbara.
I've gotten
the FMC
a little more tolerable of that now, and I'm
arrival,
flying
there
more
was Pitbull
X-Plane.
1.
I do miss,
showing the plan that we filed.
I do miss,
can you verify which one's correct?
you know, FSX's nice model matching and nice
I'm not understanding the question, sir.
using
You filed
World
a
of
novel
AI
arrival
and
into Santa
ultimate
Barbara
traffic
just
and all that
after Hava
stuff.
Direct Airport.
However, you know, it's taken some getting used to, and hopefully in the future it'll change. P3D version 4 is also having not the best model matching so far. Every now and then the model match great. The planes look great, textures are great. Then other times the planes look super phony. And I do have Ultimate Traffic Live. P3D4 on vPilot, I do switch the model matching to the P3D4 version. Or version 4, I should say, P3D version 4. So it's just a crapshoot when I get them. Every now and then when I do get it right and the models look great when I'm flying online, I try to remember exactly what steps I take, and I try to recreate that in each new flight that I do, and it doesn't always work out that way. So anyway, so that's my Wambulance session there. Again, I am liking certain things that come standard with X-Plane 11, such as the camera, the textures. The only add-on that I do have is Enviro X, or X Enviro, for this. I think it's X Enviro. I always forget. Yeah, X Enviro for the weather. You know, it still is not Active Sky Next or Active Sky 16, which I have both of them on this machine, but you know, it's a lot better than the other one. Q8 Pilot on YouTube did a comparison between this one and some other weather engine for X-Plane 11, and this one to me looked a lot better than the other one, especially how it rendered the clouds, the draw distance, and all that stuff. So here we are with X Enviro, and also another good mod, freeware, if you do happen to get X-Plane 11 or already find an X-Plane 11 and don't know about it, which I learned from YouTube and Google and forums, is the stock Boeing 737-800 that comes with X-Plane 11 with the Zebo modification and the audio that you also get from the same page on xplane.org forum. Just fantastic. So my hat's off to you individuals who made that freeware and designed that and continue to do updates. Because to me, and I have PMDG 737 for FSX, and I've flown it for, you know, a few years now. You know, I can honestly say, flying that stock Boeing 737-800 from X-Plane that Laminar Research did with the Zebo and the audio sound pack. I just can't think of the name of it. I'm trying to give him credit. Anyway, this is a sound pack that you get with, it's not Zebo, but there's another zip file that you can download, and you get this awesome sound pack. Give me to that individual or individuals for not remembering exactly what the name of it is, but that's PMGG quality to me. I mean, it's that plane, I love it. I love it.
San Francisco ground, Allegiant.
So
4552 is ready to taxi.
all right, now that we
Alpha 12
are at
Legion
our
45
final
52 San Francisco
cruise,
ground, are you
let's come down here and look
down, please.
roughly how long that we have to travel. 360 nautical miles to our estimated top of descent. I say estimated because depending on what the air traffic control has for us, that could change. And so what that means to us in terms of travel time,
4552, I'm still not seeing you.
we have Our arrival into Denver at 1824. Right now, it is 1723. So roughly
San Francisco
1
ground
hour
clearance
and 1
52,
minute
how about
until
now?
touchdown.
4552.
I'm sorry.
I do see you
1
now. Just
hour,
verify you're
yeah,
on
1 hour and 1
to a
minute
mic
until
there.
touchdown.
Looks like you're at the gate still.
So, at this point, since I don't have any editing capabilities on this video, if you would
San Francisco
absolutely
ground,
like
yeah,
to
Legion 4552, we're still at the gate. Alpha
tune
12
out,
requesting taxi to the
fast
active with
forward
Kilo.
till approach.
Yeah, you can't request taxi if you're still at the gate. You need to push first, then request
Perhaps
taxi.
in this video, I will put the approach times in the video so you can just
10-4 for
fast forward to that. You can get to that section if you want to, or even to the landing, whatever you want. Taxi in. In the meantime, I will probably just monitor the air traffic control, and you will hear me talking here and there. And between those, I'll probably mute the microphone. So sit back and relax and enjoy the flight. I hopefully will be changing scenes, or different positions in the aircraft here and there, such as going back, here in the back, see what's going on, looking through the cabin, nothing to see, and just get a nice little window view. Come a little closer there, see what's going on. Maybe we'll switch to the left side, who knows. So stay tuned, and I'll be talking to you guys shortly.
Or 6656, connect Seattle Center 135.45.
13545, citation 6656.
Skyline 5, Golf Papa, not observed between you and the Pullman Airport. Radar service terminated. Replication of 5 for this frequency change approved.
Seattle Center, citation 6656, level 20.
Over 665, next Seattle Center, roger. American 890, connect Denver Center 118.22.
Going to Denver Center, 1822 for American 890. 1822, alright, here we go. 118.22. Alright, there we go. Denver Center, American 890, checking in with you at flight level 360.
American 890, Denver Center, verify flight level 360, they're getting flight level 310.
I'm sorry, yes, we are at flight level 310. Checking in at flight level 310, my apologies. Alright.
Roger.
Alright, so my first getting in trouble there. No biggie. If I don't get in trouble once on Pilotedge, I'm not doing something right, so. Alright, so we'll continue to cruise. I'll mute the microphone, and when the ATC talks to us, you'll hear me again, and then when we get ready for our approach, we will jump back on the mic.
Denver Center, Mooney 14 Charlie Papa.
For Charlie Papa, then approach.
Denver approach, I would like to get set up for the ILS 27 into Cheyenne if I could.
Number 4, Charlie Papa, Roger. Connect Denver Center 125.9er, make a request.
Alright. 25.9er for 4 Charlie Papa. Thank you. Denver Center, Mooney 14 Charlie Papa at 9,500.
Number 14, Charlie Papa, Denver Center, Roger. Cheyenne altimeter 3013, advise you of the weather.
3013, and I'll advise when I get the weather. 4 Charlie Papa. Denver Center, 4 Charlie Papa. I have Papa at Cheyenne.
4 Charlie Papa, Roger.
Denver Center, 14 Charlie Papa.
4 Charlie Papa.
Yes, I'd like to get set up for the ILS 27 if possible.
Number 4 Charlie Papa, Roger. You require vectors. Actually, do you even have the real weather there? It looks like it's IMC.
That's the weather I got on my comms here. I'll check it through the app here. Looks like the Denver Center, Mooney 14 Charlie Papa. Looks like the weather is IMC there. Here to get a pop-up IFR to land in ILS 27.
San Francisco ground, Legion 4552 is ready to taxi with Kilo to the active from gate A12.
Legend 4552, runway 1 left, taxi via mic.
Taxi to 1 left via mic for Legion 4552.
Number 4 Charlie Papa, clear to Cheyenne Airport via flight heading 080, descend and maintain 9,000, expect the ILS 27.
Turn right heading 080 for the ILS 27 and descend and maintain 9,000.
American 890, connect Denver Center 127.02. American 890, connect Denver Center 127.02.
Going to 2702 for American 890.
Before Charlie Papa, verify heading 080.
0 on the heading, 4 Charlie Papa.
Denver Center, American 890 checking in with you at flight level 310.
American 890, Denver Center, roger. Before Charlie Papa, turn left heading 350.
Left heading 350 for Charlie Papa.
San Francisco Tower, Legion 4552s holding short, 01 left, ready for takeoff.
Legion 4522, correction 4552, San Francisco Tower, wind 280 at 10, runway 1 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Legion 4552.
before Charlie Papa, 4 miles from Zulu, turn left heading 300, maintain 900,000 to establish local lines, recruit ILS 27 approach.
Turn left heading 300. Clear for the ILS 27 approach. Maintain 90,000 to established. 4 Charlie Pop.
Legion 4552, connect normal departure.
Contact NorCal departure for Legion 4552. NorCal departure, Legion 4552 is climbing out of 1,500 for 1,900. NorCal departure, Legion 4552 is at 1900.
Seattle Center, Citation 6656, select starter center.
656 descend, maintain flight level 240.
Send flight level 240, citation 656.
Charlie Papa, no traffic observed between you and the Cheyenne Airport. Radar service terminated, report condition of 5 for this frequency change.
Looking out for the traffic and frequency change approved. Going to tower for 4 Charlie Papa. Thank you. Cheyenne traffic. Mooney 14 Charlie Papa is on a 6-mile final for runway 27. First call, Cheyenne.
NorCal departure, Legion 4552.
Cheyenne traffic.
NorCal departure, Legion
4 Charlie
4552
Papa
is at
short
5,000
final
climb for 19.
runway 27.
Legion 4552, NorCal departure, climb and maintain flight level 190, radar contact.
Cheyenne.
Climb and maintain 190 for Legion 4552.
Station 656, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
121.4, citation 656. Seattle Center, citation 6656, ascending flight level 252 for level 240.
Number 6656, Seattle Center, roger, continue to descend. Descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 16,000. Eugene, altimeter 3031.
3031, and we'll continue descend 16,000, citation 656.
China traffic. Fort Charlie Papa is exiting runway at Bravo 4. And Fort Charlie Papa is clear of all runways. Cheyenne.
Legion 4552, contact Oakland Center 127.45.
Contact Oakland Center 127.45 for Legion 4552. Oakland Center, Legion 4552 is climbing out of 11,400 for 19,000.
Legion 4552, Oakland Center, roger, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain level, flight level 350 for Legion 4552.
Station 656, descend to pilot's discretion, maintain 10,000, advise northbound weather, safe approach request when able.
Descend 10,000, we got the weather report, and we'd like the RNAV 016 approach. Station 656.
Phoenix clearance.
Station 656, roger, where did you want to pick up that approach from?
IFR to San Diego.
Lanky for Station 656.
Station 656, roger, expect that. Station 656, I actually can't give it to you on Victor 182 southwestbound from Lanky. Do you want to take it from Boiler?
Yeah, we can take it from Boiler. Station 656.
656, roger, that or QTEL would work as well if you want to do this straight in without the hold. Just let me know.
Yeah, let me take a look real quick.
Okay.
Phoenix clearance Delta
And what was
713,
that you
like to
said?
copy
We could get
IFR
from
to
Intel
San Diego.
For Station 656.
656, I'm sorry, say again, you were blocked.
What was the entry waypoint that you were saying we could enter from?
Station 656, any initial approach fix aside from Lanky, it's not available Victor 182 southwestbound. You can do QTEL or Boiler.
Okay, yeah, if we can get direct to QTEL for Station 656, we'll enter there.
Station 656, roger, proceed direct to QTEL, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 6,000.
Direct to QTEL and down to 6,000, Station 656.
Delta 1613, Phoenix clearance, clear to San Diego Lindbergh Airport due to the 6 departure Mohawk transition that is filed. Climb via the SID, squawk 1445.
Clear to San Diego via the Judas 6 departure Mohawk transition. Climb via the SID, squawk 1445.
Delta 1613, read back correct. New departure frequency as well is going to be 120, I'm sorry, 11, standby.
126.8, isn't it?
1613 should be 119.2 now, new departure frequency 19.2.
119.2, thank you.
Delta 1613, read back correct. Station 656, cross QTEL at or above 6,000, clear to RNAV runway 16 approach Newport, report established on the final approach course and
Right across Keep Hill at or above 6,000, cleared RNAV, only 16 approach, and we'll report on the Down Lake, citation 656.
Phoenix ground, Delta 13 with X-ray to push and start out here to Charlie.
Delta 1613, Phoenix ground pushback approved onto Charlie. Expect runway 26 for departure.
26 for departure, back approved, Delta 1613.
Monterey ground, good day, November 60587. Radio check.
60587 Monterey ground, loud and clear.
And Seattle Center, citation 6656, is final approach course down.
Station 656, roger, report cancellation of IFR, we missed approach this frequency and change to advisory frequency approved.
Right, change to advisory approved, we'll call you on the ground for IFR cancellation, citation 656.
Monterey ground, November 60587 at the Nor hangars. Request taxi for northeast departure. VFR.
Number 60587 Monterey, roger. You're calling out of a Class C. I need your type, requested altitude, and if you have a destination or radar service request.
Yeah, we're going to go up approaching Dawson, practice hileless approaches. We're Charlie 182.
Yeah, 60587 roger. Say first request, say first approach request, and you're doing this VFR?
Yes, sir. It's a VFR Monterey for touch and go first.
Number 60587 roger. Squawk 2761. The NorCal departure frequency is going to end up being 121.3, 21.3.
Okay, well, Squawk 2761, departure frequency 121.3, November 60587.
Number 60587, read back correct. And where again are you located on the field?
We're at the northern part of the hangars, at just north of runway 28 right.
Remember 60587 roger. What taxiways are you nearest to? Are you near Charlie?
We got Echo just ahead. We can take runway 10 right for departure if possible.
60587 roger. The 28s are our preferred calm wind runway configuration. If you're next to Echo, it'd be runway 28 left or right for departure at this time.
Yeah, we can take 28 right.
Number 60587, alright, runway 28 right, taxi via Echo, Bravo, Kilo, Charlie, hold short of runway 28 right at taxiway Kilo.
Taxiway Echo, Bravo, Kilo, hold short of 28 right at Kilo, then Charlie and hold short of runway 28 right, November 60587. Phoenix ground, Delta 16, sitting here on Charlie, ready to taxi.
Delta 1613, Phoenix ground, runway 26, taxi via Charlie, Romeo, Bravo 13.
It's 26 via Charlie, Romeo, Bravo 13, Delta 1613.
American 890 descend via Eldora 2 arrival, Denver altimeter 3013.
Roger that. Was that for American 890, sir?
I'm sorry, American 890 descend via Eldora 2 arrival, Denver altimeter 3013.
All right. We will send via the Eldora arrival for American 890. All right, folks, we have our marching orders to descend via the Eldora arrival. So let me just get my altitude decrease there. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. And the Eldora lowest altitude of that arrival is 13,000 at Eldora at 210 knots. So let me get this back up to 13,000. We also have the altimeter, which he gave us. And I'm going to just cross-check that. My rusty dusty flight aware, altimeter 3013. Nice to know that they're human. He called me United when I'm American. That's about the only thing I got for them. They usually have more chastising and reprimands for me. Alright.
Agent 4552, contact LA Center 133.55. See you later.
27 nautical miles
133.55 for Legion
until
4552.
we begin our descent. So we've got
Next tower, Delta 1613, and Bravo 13
3,000
holding short of
logged
26.
in there.
No,
Should be
1613,
starting our
Phoenix Tower,
descent
wind calm,
shortly.
runway 26, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff. Delta 1613.
Got a little bit of cloud coverage here.
Over
Another thing that
60587 is 1 kilo short of
X-Plane
runway
11
28 right.
does is
Still,
County 587, cross runway
Weather
28 right,
updates.
continue taxi.
Newport.
every
Cancel
5
out.
minutes.
Cross runway 28 right,
Sometimes the
continue
clouds
taxi.
will just all
Runway
disappear.
6656, Seattle
all
Center,
appear
IFR cancellation received. See you later.
instead of a smooth
Thanks for
transition.
service. Citation success.
I noticed that with the XM Viral or without. I don't know what that's all about. However, what can I do about it? I don't write any software. I don't know any codes. Software codes, so I just got to deal with it. I was just making that observation as a user and environmental observationist. So we have quite a bit of cloud cover here so far. Scattered, overcast at 8,000 and 9,000. We are going to make a request once we get switched to approach for ILS runway 35 left. So, which this arrival is pretty much set up for a northern landing anyway. But that's what we will request, most indubitably. Check how many we've got. 11 nautical miles, 10 nautical miles to our top of descent. And we will prepare the flight deck for arrival.
Delta 1613, contact departure.
Okay, departure.
All right. So I've got Denver approach will be 120.35.
Phoenix, up your Delta 1613 with you at 3,000, climbing via the SID.
Delta 1613, Phoenix departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb, maintain flight level 0, Delta 1613.
Alright, looks like the aircraft has started its descent into the Denver area. We are going to check the ATIS, or log into it anyway, just so that they can see that we're doing this. So we'll come over here to 1.256, just to say we did. So 25.6, we're tuned in. We don't hear anything, obviously. One of my gripes, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright folks, so for ILS 35 left, the localizer is on 108.5 with a heading of 353. So let's come up here and get this situated to 0.5. Start talking to you guys in Spanish here. And the heading is set for 353. Of course, we have not set our FMC up for that yet, but I am just anticipating that. Our altimeter is 3013. Alright, and we are descending away.
Number 60587 Monterey Tower, runway 28 right, cleared for takeoff, right closed traffic approved to report midfield downwind each time, wind calm.
Alright folks, so the flight time today was not too bad.
582 and also
So
just be advised, I'm sorry, I'm still showing you on the ground frequency right now too. You want to switch
hitting
over to
in
tower when you
as
get a chance. I'm
scheduled.
working that as well.
They'll probably have us with Denver approach here soon from the south at 2035. Alright, so hopefully it's not too late to change our pressurization. We're gonna go to 3013. There we are for the landing altitude is, I think it's like 4 something here. Let me check on my plate here. Landing altitude, touchdown is 5,434 feet. So we'll do 54 for accurate pressurization.
American 890, contact Denver approach 120.35.
Alright, going to 2035 for American 890. We'll see you. Alright, so we didn't get feedback on that one, which is kind of funny.
Delta 1613, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32.
2035. Programmed in.
1613, it's 134.32, 3432.
Alright. Denver approach, American 890 with you at flight level 205, descending via the Eldora with the weather in Denver with a request for runway ILS 35 approach.
American 890 Denver approach, roger. Expect ILS runway 35 left approach.
Thanks a lot. Expecting runway ILS 35 left approach for American 890.
Delta 1613 Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Alright, so we are expecting that approach. We'll get it programmed in once we get a little closer. Once, I don't want to do it now.
No problem. Mend altitude, climb and maintain flight level 300. I'll show that as your final.
We're going to be landing at 131 for the VREF, so that'll be roughly 136, 137 on the VREF. Once we get to Eldora, which we're not that far off, see heading 36. Once we turn to Larks, we will get things figured out. Let's check here. I hear the 8 is trying to come in, so I can switch that now.
Right, sensor 587.
Alright. We are making a little right-hand turn there. 250 on the speed, which is good. So, let's get our heading set up. Let's do one of these numbers for 64 so I can tinker with the Trusty FMC for our arrival. Alright, let's get our altimeter straightened out here. 3013. And then you can see there we've got Eldora coming up. So now we'll hit our departure for the Denver area. And next page, we're going to go ILS 35 left. Right here. And we're going to transition Eldora. That should be just fine. We'll execute that. And for whatever reason, this plane likes to go crazy when you program in something like that. So let's just put it on heading mode there. And let's go check to make sure for any discontinuities. So freeze. So vectors. So we will go for putting carve into where it says vectors. Execute that. And of course we are going to be passing Baldwin, so we'll go for ski on the direct. See, it's very temperamental. There we go. So let's go back to nav. Sorry folks for the views. I'm telling you, this thing is so temperamental. Now let's reinitiate our descent.
American 890 after Eldora cleared ILS runway 35 left approach.
After Eldora cleared ILS runway 35 left approach for American 890. Alright folks, so
November 60587.
we are cleared for the approach, which means we
587, go
can
ahead.
Yeah, I would like to do the localizer.
Drop our
for
altitude.
Runway 28 left with a hold over Salinas VR.
Air 587, okay, turn right heading 360, contact NorCal departure 121.3.
Now that we've got that programmed in here in a second, we
Confirm
will,
the heading for
after Eldora, we will
It's 0587.
most certainly
Sky 57,
arm
turn right heading 360 and contact NorCal departure 121.3.
our,
Right heading
well,
060
we might
with
just
a
make
NorCal 121.3.
13. Let's see. Slowing down here, we might make 13 there. Then we've got pretty much 12 to Krupp, which is at 11.
Right 60587 NorCal
So I'm
departure,
just
radar
gonna set
contact
it for
maintained
7,000, which
VFR.
that's where we should
Right turn
be.
direct Salinas VOR approved.
Intercepting.
And I understand you're looking for a hold there.
That's where we should be intercepting our trusty, dusty, that's where we should be intercepting our rusty, dusty, and trusty. My son's screaming for me in the background. Alright, got to get him to stop yelling my name like a maniac.
Skyline 587, roger. VFR climb approved. Can hold as published at
Alright.
Salinas VOR. Advise when you'd like to leave the hold for the full approach, and
So let's
recommended altitude 6,100 or above for the approach.
let's start controlling our speed. Let's get that at 210. And let's arm our VOR lock. Let me just go here and see where that 7,000 marker is at. We need to nose down just a little bit. And let's see if we can. Still haven't quite got our VOR lock, but we'll wait a second. Let's go back on the speed here. And let's throw in some brakes here. Alright, Diamond, we should be at about 7,000. So let me just increase that just a little bit. There we are. And we'll jump down to about 190 on the speed. And let's check our flap speed so I don't crash again. Alright. Extended at 280, 240, so we are definitely on there. So let's go for our flaps. That's our slats. Let's go to 11 as we continue to decrease speed. Alright. It's wanting us to put our landing gear down. I'm assuming why I'm getting that spoiler flap extended. Let's just get our gear down and shut that alarm up. Even though we don't have to, we're not at flap overspeed by any means.
Note 1613, contact LA Center 133.55. We'll see you later.
He will be telling us to go to tower here in a second. 33.3. So let's get that set up. 33 and 3. Whoopsie. Alright, let's check our approach here. We're doing excellent. We have our localizer approach captured. And also the glide path. We got our speed down, our brakes armed, our gear is already down, for crying out loud, so we can get rid of that horrific alarm. We'll go back on the speed to about 170. We'll go flaps 15. Go one more stage of flaps, indicated at 28. Now we can come here and arm our brake. Probably do minimum. Where we can coast some of the runway. Alright, speed brake is armed. Auto brakes are armed, speed is down. Once we pass Diamond, we'll drop even more speed. Got it set for 170. Alright, we can kind of ease up on that. Vertical speed. Once our glide slope comes down, he's going to have us switch to tower any second now. Probably once we get here to Diamond. A 5-mile file for 3-5 left.
American 890, contact Denver Tower 133.3.
Alright, going to 33.3. We'll see you for American 890. Alright, so we come down here. It's already programmed in. Come back up. Denver Tower, American 890 with you for runway 35 left.
American 890, Denver Tower, runway 35 left, clear to land, wind 350 at 4.
35 left, clear to land, American 890. Alright. So we should be nosing up here in a second. Stay at 7,000. We'll be crossing Diamond. Like a diamond. Alright, let's get our speed back now. Speed is coming down. We'll go for another level of flaps. Our initial ref is 130. So for the wind, we'll do 136. Flaps are indicating at 40. Folks, we are in landing configuration. You know, the only thing that we didn't do, shame on you guys, was get our landing lights on below 10,000 feet. And you can see here the Magenta glide slope is coming down to where we will capture it. Our speed at this point is at 240 and bleeding. We've got it set for 136, which is fabulous. As we get closer, we will throw off the autopilot here and the thrust. Take her on in manually. 3-5 left has been captured. Now our taxi should be pretty sweet. If we land nice enough, we might even be able to catch Mike 7 and then just left turn right there to the gate. Matter of fact, let's get a little more auto breakage. There we go. To see if we can do that. Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead and take control of this beast at this point.
Autopilot.
Alright. Alright, here we go folks. All manual. All manual. Let's keep our speed up.
Light slope.
Alright.
Light slope. Light slope.
Let's catch up on that glide slope. We let our speed drop a little bit. I'm manually handling the engines here. I had the throttles all the way back. Had to catch up before we stalled out. Alright. We're not doing too bad. 233 on the speed. Following the glide slope. Got a little rudder in there.
200.
All right. Good thing the wind is only at 4 knots.
40. Light slope. 20. Light slope.
Little bounce.
Light slope.
No worries. Speed is bleeding. We got some reverse on. I don't know if we're gonna make the turn that we wanted. We can't fry the brakes out. All right. Still gonna have to go to the next one. All right. Let's break it here and we'll be left off the runway. Nice little bounce on that landing. All right, let's get a left turn here and hold short. We are on Echo Charlie. Let's pass these bars here. All right. Let's get our flaps up. There we go. Get everything back to normal here. Let's get a start on the APU. Got the flaps coming up. All right.
American 890 safe parking tonight.
And let me look at my gate. Yeah, roger that. Looking for gate Alpha 53 for American 890.
American 890, roger. Do you need to enter at Alpha November or Alpha Sierra for that?
Let's see. Alpha November. I think Alpha November should work for me.
American 890, roger. Taxi via Mike, Alpha November to the ramp. Monitor ground 121.85.
Okay, taxi in via Mike Alpha November and monitor ground for American 890. We'll see you.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to monitor ground 2185. So let's just go here. He said monitor. He did not say contact. So we'll monitor 2185. Got to be very specific. 2185. You don't want to contact if you're not told to do so. Trust me, that will get you into the Pilotedge doghouse. Not the best landing, folks. Not the best approach. But you know what? We landed and we didn't crash. So, all right. All right. So we're going to look for Mike. Which this might even be Mike. Alpha November Mike. All right. All right. And we'll work our way in here this way. we'll find what we need right on the corner here. There's Alpha November. We'll take a little left here. That Alpha 53 is kind of like right there on the corner. Make our little turn here. Kind of breaking the rules here, but
Sky 587 Roger, practice runway, or localized runway 28 left approach approved. Maintain
just going to
VFR and
drive on our own.
Report established on about a 7-mile final for runway 28 left.
Alright, so we'll pick this
Sky 587 Roger.
first gate here, because our gate is actually not modeled on this situation here. We'll pick the first one with a gate actually. Which is right over here. Start our little left turn about 2 seconds now. Alright. Here we are left turning, folks. And this is the free version of the Denver scenery, so it just is going to say gate. And that's probably why our Alpha 53 wasn't modeled. However, this is it. So we will do the best of our abilities to pull it up as far as we can. I like to get a nice high scene as much as possible to get as close as possible without causing any problems. Go a little further there. And that should be fine. Let's get the parking brake situated. Let's go up top. And let's get our APU on. We'll even put the bleeds on. We'll shut this off for a second for shutdown. And of course we need to turn our lights off before we shut the engines down and turn our anti-collision down. Let's get down here and get off frequency, of course. And let's bring our fuel down. Well, folks, thank you for riding in with us on this flight from Phoenix. We made it to Denver. Again, not the best landing, but that's why we get an opportunity to try, and try again we will. And hopefully we'll see you on the next flight. Until then, take care of yourselves and happy YouTubing.